The Kremlin has financial problems, and quite huge. In January, budget revenues fell by a third, and the deficit in just 1 month amounted to 60% of the planned annual one. And this is even before the start of the EU embargo on oil products. Meanwhile, the Russian war against Ukraine takes more and more resources. Therefore, the government is urgently looking for a way to replenish the budget. The government, of course, does not want to take some drastic, unpleasant and clearly unpopular steps, like let's increase taxes for business, or let's increase taxes for the rich, or God forbid increase taxes for the population. They will delay making tough decisions as much as possible. But to come to big business and say, you figure out how we can share, and do it behind the scenes without any discussion, the general public, this of course is much easier and more pleasant. Moreover, our government as a whole already has such experience. Last year, a one-time exemption for the tax on mineral extraction was cancelled for Gazprom Energy Corporation. This allowed the state to take an extra trillion rubles from the state-owned company without making any additional noise. Now everything is more complicated because there are many companies on the new list, and according to experts, they are under the protection of various law enforcement agencies. Therefore, this time the compulsory charitable contribution will be rather symbolic, and the main amount of money, as always, will be taken out of the pockets of the Russians by their government.
They also do not have much property, but there will be increased personal taxes, mining taxes will be raised, and that will eventually creep into the price of gasoline, gas and eventually food and everything. 225 billion is not a small amount to waste like that, and the population will not even notice much.
The fact that in order to prolong the existence of the Putin regime, it is necessary to knock money out of the state companies also speaks of the unwillingness of the elites to help the Kremlin. Of course, we should not expect a direct protest from those who can be removed from office by one decree, experts say. However, even such appointees understand that the transfer of money to the Russian budget is just a senseless loss of money which has been accumulated for a long time by Russian elites. Therefore, according to experts, there can be no question of any unity of power and business.
Now the oligarchs have realized that Putin is in fact a nonentity, who only knows how to terrorize, and in itself is worthless. He only dreams of some painful fantasies that he realizes through the hands of other people. For them now, it is already a matter of both business and physical survival. They understand that playing into the hands of Putin is now suicidal for them, and therefore they distance themselves from him as much as possible.
For comparison, in Ukraine, business is one of the main donors of funds for various charitable collections, and the slogan, "Part of the income we transfer to the armed forces of Ukraine," has already become the norm at various events. Reported by Diana Kolesnik, Danilo Kobza, UATV News.